We're live.
Jason,
Yes,
I don't have a clue what the date is.
it is the 9th,
December the 9th, 8:30 a.m.
Central Time.
Yeah, Central. I'm not going to say Central Standard, just Central Time.
Central Time.
In Alabama.
Good old Alabama.
Central Alabama.
That is, we are Central Alabama.
We pretty much are. We've always been in Central Alabama from day one.
From day one.
I wonder what it's like outside Alabama living.
I don't know. I'm sure it's cold in some places.
Good morning, Miss Catherine from G&G Farms.
I saw Chestnut Hills on here this morning.
Wow.
Did. Wichita, 2 dreams away from Wichita. How you say that? Wichita? Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah.
I think I ought to have a W on the end of it.
WWW.
Yeah.
Y'all, I slept late this morning. I apologize. I woke up and I saw it was 8 o'clock and I just about came unglued.
It's okay. She needed to sleep late because she ain't been sleeping good.
Well, that's what he thinks, but I really needed to get up. I really needed to get up. So I'm feeling quite rested and I hope you guys are as well.
Yes.
Sometimes when you sleep late, you just don't feel good. You know?
Yeah, I can see that.
You just.
I can see that.
But I put it
Kinda
like,
overslept.
I did it and it's over. And now there ain't nothing I can do about it but drink coffee.
Well, I posted a kids video we missed last week.
Yes.
So there is a new kids video out this morning.
First of all, there is no we and we missed the kids video. That's all Jason. He did aim the camera at me once yesterday and said, and this is Mrs. Cog. And I said, and check out my ears.
The video is about ears.
About ears,
yes.
Which I think was a good idea.
It was a good idea. Matter of fact, I did feet and I was thinking about other body parts, and I had a mother email me and asked what I doing about ears.
Okay, so I don't watch the video, but I want to know if you showed the magnificent ear on a goose.
I did show a goose ear, but I couldn't hold him. And
well, that was my question.
No.
How did you do that?
I didn't. I just got a zoom in of Cheese and explained where his ear would be located.
Well, that you're okay because you don't have any wounds that are visible,
or eardrums blown out.
Huh?
Eardrums blown out. My eardrums blown out.
Oh, from the goose sound.
Yes.
You confused me there for a minute.
Yeah.
Man, animal ears are cool. So I think that was a brilliant.
They are cool and they're so different.
So different.
So different.
Did you get Scott's ears?
No, I didn't get Scott. I'll tell you what I did. I did Nugget first, who's probably got the weirdest ear of them all.
He does.
I don't know how he keeps water from not getting in it.
And he was probably very easy to show.
Oh, it was really easy to show. We did Nugget, and then I did the goats, and I showed the difference between the Nigerians and the Nubians.
Oh, I wish we had a La Mancha.
I know it, but I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't have one to talk about.
That would be a hard thing to explain.
La Mancha doesn't have ears, so they got little bitty tiny ears. And then I did Jesse, Mildred and Moody, and the chickens, the pigs, Peaches, Gus and Loretta, Holly, the cats. I did the barn cats.
Okay.
And who am I missing? The chickens and the geese, Cheese. I think that's all.
I'm gonna have to watch that one just so I can learn a little something about ears.
It was fun. I love doing the kids videos. I do. But I think I'm gonna start recording it on Tuesday and give me all week to work on it.
We kind of got messed up this week, and
we did.
Mary Carl always asks the day before, "What are we up to tomorrow?"
Yes.
And I told her Thursday, well, we Fridays are off day.
Yes.
Because it used to be.
Right.
Used to be Friday was an off day. But since the kids' video started and we've had a lot going on, it's kind of put the Friday off the back burner. Right. So, we'll get back and you will feel not so pressured to work on Friday.
I figured we may do something today. I don't know what. Just maybe, even if it's just running to Harrison Lake and taking pictures of birds. Just
well, I've
get away.
already told her that I would take her to the lake, to the real lake.
I don't know if we can go to the real lake. Like,
It's not raining.
it's mist and rain.
I'm not scared.
Okay.
It just feels like needles going in you.
Oh,
but we'll be all right.
We'll be all right. Have to wear some rain jackets and stuff.
Well, she's probably worried about her camera getting wet, and that may be the
because it's
determining factor.
It's mist and rain outside.
Well, we're supposed to get a good bit of rain tonight.
I hope we get it. Y'all, listen, I can't tell y'all how giddy I am about our well going. And we pumped it for basically 24 hours. And then we're not quite 48 hours in.
Yeah.
We're probably like 36 hours, something
Yeah.
like that. And the pond's coming up. It's gonna be a while though.
It's gonna be a while, but I feel like it's gonna reach a point where we're gonna see faster results. Does that make sense?
Because yes, because it's so deep.
It's so deep.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the pond, and it looks way different from the pond water pump, not the pond water.
The grain water.
The well water pumping in versus when the rainwater comes in.
So Mama came to me yesterday and she said, Brooke, she said, it looks like the pond's filling up. And I said, well, it is, She said, but why is it so clear? And I tried to explain to her because when rainwater's coming in, it's coming down the earth.
It's got a lot of runoff.
It's got a lot of runoff. And so it makes it look muddy.
Yes.
And dissettled. And with it coming out of a spigot, so to speak.
And it's right there on the water.
It's right there on the water. Okay. So I got to tell y'all something before I forget.
I got to say something.
No, you can't. It's going to mess me up.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I got to give this gentleman a shout out.
Okay.
Mr. Brad Mayhew.
Okay.
He's on here.
He's in Beaverosia Springs, Tennessee.
He is. And Brad has been a fan of ours for a long time.
Yes.
And matter of fact, this is the first time, because the comments go so fast, y'all, that I've seen him comment on live. And I just wanted to say good morning, Mr. Brad.
Good morning, Brad. Hope you're doing well up there in Tennessee.
All right, now go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Let me get a sip of coffee before I get started. So this didn't occur to me until I read a comment and somebody said, how about instead of adding more pipe onto the pipe that you have, that you get your tarps for your garden and you put them under that pipe and lead it, to the pond.
A good idea.
It was a good idea, but we already had the pipe at the time.
Yes.
So I got to thinking, oh my gracious, we have missed the boat. If it was summertime and it was 100 degrees outside, we could put that plastic there.
I know where you're going.
And we could put us a little soap on that plastic because it all goes downhill. And we would break some bones, but we would also have some fun. Can y'all imagine how fun that would be?
You got to put that somewhere. We got to store that away because we're going to have to make a giant slip and slide in the summer next year.
It would be so much fun.
We got to make a giant slip and slide.
And y'all may or may not see the video.
We'd have to show the video.
But wouldn't that be fun?
That
was
fun.
The first thing that came to my mind when she said to put the tarp down and let that work instead of the pipe. I'm thinking slip and slide all day long.
Giant slip and slide was going. And we got a hill.
It's everywhere. Already a hill.
We got hills going straight to the pond.
I'm just worried about the hardness of the ground underneath that plastic.
Maybe we can get us a tube or something.
Maybe we need some therapeutic mattresses lined up underneath it to make that landing a little. But gosh, that would be so much fun. And I got the biggest smile on my face just thinking about it, how much fun that would be.
A giant slip and slide.
I can imagine the dogs all standing back watching us.
Oh my gosh, we'd have to put Holly up.
Oh, definitely, because
she will think that is the best thing ever, and the tarp's going to get tore up.
The tarp's going to get tore up. It's going to happen. Eventually, it's going to happen. It's going to be fun.
I can't wait to.
I can't do it while it's cold though.
I can't do it while it's cold.
Can't do
it is 65 degrees.
I don't
today.
care. It's still too cold for a slip and slide.
I can't wait to show you guys Holly in the pond.
Okay, so I can't wait to show you guys Gidget in the
Gidget
pond.
in the pond, or Gidget and Holly in the pond. It's got to get a little full, but it's going.
Well, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
We have taken all the dogs down there the past 2 days since we've been filling it up, and the water level's high enough that they can actually get in it. But y'all, I am telling you, that maybe ought to be your Monday video.
You know what? I think I'm going to do the Monday video about the pond.
About the pond and the dogs. And
yeah,
I don't know that a project has made me this excited in a long time, because I can finally see that this may happen. We may actually have water.
It's going. I tell you, yesterday morning, I was really shocked because at first you could really tell the influx yesterday morning. This morning, it's up. But I guess because I'm already seen it. But yesterday morning, when we left it running for 24 hours, I was shocked. But this morning, it's up there too. So I can't imagine what it's going to look like in about 4 or 5 days from now. It's going to look great.
Well, I'm excited. And last night, Jason and Mary Carl had their TV time, and I had my research time.
Yes.
And I have researched fountains. I have looked for pond docks on Marketplace. I have found all kind of creative things. I even found a floating duck house that was already ready already.
Really?
But they wanted too much for it. You know what my thoughts
Save a picture.
No, I could build this myself. I was
fixing to say we get Roberto to do it for us.
I don't need Roberto. I don't need Roberto. I do believe that is something that I could do and work on a little bit at a time. But it wasn't that elaborate. It was too much money. But the floats probably, the floats that are on the bottom of it were probably where the expense was.
We'll have to look into that.
I thought it was pretty cool, but I don't think our geese would ever get in it.
Somebody want to know what the temp of the well water is. It's not freezing cold. I would have thought it would have been like just so ice cold, but it's really not.
I told Mary Carl yesterday that I was going to taste the well water because we know that there's not anything in there that's gonna, kill us over.
Right.
But there again, we don't know about bacteria.
So
I didn't taste it, but I wanted to.
But we are getting that tested.
Yes, that's going to be next.
And so everything will be tested from the water.
Well, I thought I didn't do a lot of thought about it, but I kind of thought that would be included in what the water guys tested for.
I did too.
But y'all, that was totally a free service.
That was free, and then the health department's free, correct?
No, $15.
Oh, $15, because it's got to be sent to a lab.
Yes, it has to be sent to a lab.
But the health department doesn't do sulfur, nitrogen.
It's just bacteria.
Just bacteria only. So I'm glad we had it both done.
Yeah. Well, it's not done yet.
That's true. You're right.
Bacteria is not done yet, but it will be done.
Yep.
I just can't wait to taste it and see. I don't know what makes people taste water differently. It's a mystery to me why, and I probably shouldn't say a brand name, but I'm going to. I don't like Aquafina, but I like Dasani. But I don't know if most people can't tell the difference, but you don't care.
I can tell the difference, but it doesn't bother me one way or another.
Our faucet water, I don't like. Jason likes the refrigerated water. The water that comes out of the filter in the refrigerator.
That's right.
But he didn't like the faucet as much.
Right.
I am picky, and I don't know why. I don't know what makes my taste buds want to say, I don't like that water.
You know what we can do, because me and you talked about it. Our number one goal for the well was to fill the pond up. And so we're in no hurry of getting trenchers out here and digging up water lines, getting attached to the water line, getting the plumber out here, and then installing if we do a filtration system on it, which we think we are because the pH level, we don't want it to corrode.
Okay, there you go, Jason.
I don't even know what I did. Anyways, we don't want it to corrode anything.
Fixtures and we have PEX throughout the house, but you still got faucets and you got washing machine and dishwasher and utilities, so to speak, hot water heater that it can corrode.
Right.
But we're not in a hurry to have that done.
No, and the whole filtration system was a little bummer because of where it would have to be located.
Right.
You know,
to filter both houses.
Oh gosh, y'all! I swear, this thing's got a mind of its own.
I
When I want it to do something, it doesn't do it.
I told y'all on the live, accidentally, I was asking Jason, I said, okay, since Mama's pipes come in separate than ours, does that mean we have to have 2 filtration systems? And the answer was yes, unless we put it outside
and build a
house that has to be kept heated when it's really cold.
That's right.
And serve it at the main versus inside the house. Right. Well, that's getting into a little more than what we, bargained for.
It is.
And we've got water, so we're not pressing to get that done. However, for a long run project, it's good.
Yeah, it's there. It's absolutely there. And then I was thinking, if it passes,
quit talking with your hands.
I can't help it. If it passes the bacteria test and it's completely clean and everything's fine, we can always go out there with some 1 gallon jugs.
No,
and fill up some water.
So I used to have one of those stands that you bought I'm talking with my hands now, but I'm down here.
Yeah.
You go, to the big box stores and you get those big jugs.
Yeah.
And then you put it upside down on a little dispenser where you pull the thing. Yeah. We could have well water. Then, I wouldn't have to worry about the taste of the refrigerator water.
Right.
But anyway, it's just, it was a little more expensive than we wanted to bite off.
Right now.
Mm-hmm. But at least, we have the water tested and we can do it at any time.
Yep.
But I am thrilled to have what we set out to accomplish, and that was running water to the pond.
Yes.
So if that being done, I don't have a fat lip.
Right. Not at all.
I don't feel like there was any, well, we didn't get this accomplished. I'm satisfied.
Yep.
Totally satisfied.
I agree. And I'm just excited for it to happen.
Me too.
We do plan on, I say we, but I would like to put a fountain in the pond.
Oh, I got you covered, baby.
I would like to put a
there are no problems here. I have researched. I know about solar. I know about power. I know about all of it.
So you got it all figured out.
When you get ready, you just let me know and I'll push that button. Okay. But I would like to know if there is any one of you that has a pond. I don't know what size our pond is. There was one that I filled out.
Yes.
And it wanted to know the size of the pond and the depth.
We're going to be at the deepest, probably 20 to 25 foot.
That's what I thought. Yep. But I filled out all this stuff and I thought it was going to give me a calculation for what size. They want to call you.
Okay.
That's when I mashed stop and no more. Okay. We're not calling me. You can tell me a figure right now on what I need.
That's right.
Because we're not doing this phone tag stuff. But anyway, I got an idea. But I want to know if you guys, any of you know somebody that has a solar fountain. My research showed me the drawbacks were when the sun's not shining. It doesn't work. At night, it's not going to work. It has to be in a wide open space, which we have it. But that doesn't bother me. Right. If it's a day like today and the fountain's not going, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
At nighttime, I don't need to see the fountain going.
I agree.
But some people are real picky and they want it to go 24/7. So anyway, if you have one that works well, let us know.
Send us an email.
And title it Fountain.
That's right.
And while we're talking about emails,
yes,
I must tell y'all how much I appreciate each and every one of you that reached out in all different ways to tell me that you were thinking about me and to tell me what has helped you under similar situations. I really appreciate it. I've responded to a lot of them. However, there are some that have gone unresponded. And please don't think that means you're not important. I just simply haven't been able to get back to each and every one of you. But I do appreciate it. And I am taking everybody's advice wholeheartedly and just one day at a time. Thursday, I had a really, really good day. I was on the tractor. I did too much. I knew it. I knew I did too much. And I knew I was either going to pay for it Friday or I was going to be okay again. And I didn't feel quite as good Friday, but I'm better than I was this time last week. So,
which is good.
I mean, I'm not asking for a miracle.
Right.
That would be wonderful. But one day at a time, and I'm going to get through it. And that's all I can say about it.
Yes. And talking about not answering all the emails, we do get overwhelmed, but we do read them all.
We do read them all. Even if we don't send you a response, something may happen and that email may, get closed out before we respond. But just please know that everybody's equally important and Just because we didn't respond doesn't mean we don't care or we didn't read it.
Yes, absolutely. So thank y'all so much.
Thank each and every one of you from the bottom of our heart.
The website, we've had some people having some issues with the website because it has changed. If you are interested in honey and coffee, it is under the Country Store at the top. It says Country Store. Eventually, everything's going to be moved to the Cog Hill Farm Country Store. So Jacqueline is still working on all that. She's been super busy, but she will get that taken care of. I also talked to her about where you go to check out. There is some express checkouts that pop up first. Don't use those. Scroll down and you'll see your normal PayPal and you'll see your normal spot where you can enter in your credit card. So we're going to remove
or use PayPal.
We're going to remove the express checkout. That's being really confusing to a lot of people. So Jacqueline's going to work on that, and hopefully by the first of next week or so, all that'll be changed up. But I just wanted to let you guys know we are working on it. But if it has been confusing for you, scroll past that express checkout. The one that's really getting people is the Shop Pay, which is like PayPal, and there's so many of them out there. So we're just going to eliminate that because I know that's getting confusing for y'all.
Well, I thought I was going to get to say the website.
But you can say the website.
If you guys are interested in any of those things, you can go to www.coghillfarm.com.
That's right.
And it'll get you to our website where you can see everything out there.
Right. So I just wanted to let people know that because we were getting some messages and emails that people were having a hard time trying to find some things. And that was the whole reason that we've switched over to make it easier. Right. So we're trying to make it easier for everybody.
But, it's by a process of elimination.
That's right.
You kind of think what's going to make it easier. And then when it actually happens, there's some bugs to correct. But we're going to get there. I think that everything has gone very smooth for the most part. That first day, you were a nervous wreck.
I was a nervous wreck.
Because first of all, not only did we swap over to a whole different well, it's not a server. I don't know what it was called.
Whole different system.
Not only did we change to a whole different system, we added a honey launch on that same day.
Same day.
Which made it kind of chaotic, but I must say everything went very smooth.
It did. It went very smooth, and we can't thank y'all enough.
I see people are saying they got their honey and it's delicious, and y'all,
it's so awesome.
Rachel and Roy have been working their tails off trying to get this honey out and get it delivered in lightning speed, because we launched it Monday and some of you already have it.
Yes,
that's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Pretty good.
And the good thing about this honey is it's something that we hope that we can offer year round.
Right.
There may be times when then the supplies run a little lower and we may have to put a limited quantity out there, but it's gone great.
It has gone great.
You're silent.
Oh, I was just looking at.
You're just marking off your list.
I'm marking off things I wanted to make sure I talked about.
Are you done?
Oh, I think I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much done on my list.
Okay. Well.
Philip Butler said www. What?
Okay. CogHillFarm.com.
Oh, me. Oh, goodness.
Well, we're getting closer to Christmas. And
are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for Christmas?
Here's a good thing about Mary Carl is she likes to wrap presents. And I'm good with that.
Because she does like to wrap presents.
I don't like to wrap presents. So it came this close to telling you last night to hand me that box that we ordered. And I was going to put it in smaller boxes and tape it up for her to wrap them. Mm-hmm. But I thought we ought to do that, probably not in front of her and make it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that she likes to wrap because it gets us off the hook.
It does. I don't mind wrapping though.
Well,
it doesn't bother me.
I don't particularly care for it, but I'll do it. I mean, if I need to, but I just don't particularly care for it.
It doesn't bother me, so I don't mind wrapping.
It just seems like, while today is December 9th, Christmas is December 25th, it draws in closer and closer every year. You feel like it's going to be on the 25th every year.
Yeah.
But as time grows near, everybody goes through the same thing.
Yep.
You got those last minute things that you just didn't do. You didn't prepare for.
Yep.
And that makes it stressful.
That's right.
So use today wisely. If you have any gifts that you need to buy for somebody.
Oh, me.
My mama said the only thing that she wants is a garbage can.
What kind of garbage can she want?
Well, she's using just a plastic, garbage can.
On the inside?
On the inside.
Okay.
And so
she wants a fancy garbage can?
Well, she just wants something better than what she's got because it's not, it's plastic and it falls over and the dogs are in there and this, that, and the other. So
I think we ought to get her on those galvanized country metal
Jason,
ones.
No.
I like those.
Well, she doesn't.
Okay.
Period.
I just think they look farmhouse.
She doesn't want anything fancy, but yet she wants it to be big. And I have had the hardest time. Finally, excuse me, I Googled the best garbage can. It comes up as Simple Human.
Yeah.
So their website had them in stock, the one that I was interested in, but it was only in white. So I thought, I'll ask her, I'll ask her if white will work. No, I want stainless. Okay. Back to the drawing board. So then I go and I find one that's made by Glad, and it's got really good reviews, but then you start reading the 1-star reviews, and the thing that holds the bag breaks frequently. And you're like, back to square one again, because everything has a fault. Everything has a fault. Something's going to happen to one person and it wouldn't necessarily happen to another person.
That's right.
But I got to get this garbage can ordered. Come what may. It's on my mind.
Did you get it?
No. I haven't gotten it. But I'm going to get it because I'm tired of thinking about it. If it breaks, and I'll have to buy another one next year. But it's been a whirlwind for my brain to try to figure out what garbage can to buy. Garbage cans shouldn't be complicated. She told me she just wanted a stainless steel one from Walmart. And I'm like,
do they even have them?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't want to just go out and just buy. I want it to be a good one,
Yeah.
I want it to be something that lasts a long time. And I don't know. There's all these bells and whistles on these now that she would never use.
She would never use.
It's
probably hooked up to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and
there are compost
garbage can.
There's compost holders that hang on the side.
Yep.
There's bag storage on the inside where your extra bags go.
Yeah.
Then there's the holder that actually holds the bag down, which I think that's a good thing.
Right.
But one thing about the Glad one was that the lid didn't go all the way up. That's what it was. When you went to go take the bag out, the lid was in the way, and you hit the lid.
Well, there's nothing more aggravating than the bag coming down. You go throw something away and the bag comes down. So I can see the bag go. That's like wearing a pair of socks that slide down on your foot. That's aggravating.
It is for you.
That is, y'all, that drives me crazy. So now I don't have bag holders on my socks. They used to, though. They had those, I don't know what they call them, but back in the day, they clipped their like suspenders for their socks.
I've never heard of such.
Suspenders for your socks. But now I just buy tall socks, and they don't go past my calf muscle.
So y'all know that we like Duluth overalls.
Mm-hmm.
And so you sign up for Duluth email when you buy something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much that company spends on their email marketing. But I've never had any company in my livelong days send more emails than Duluth Trading. Some of them I appreciate.
Yeah.
Some of them not so much. But what made me think about that was all their socks were on sale yesterday. And I thought about you. But I also know you're a finicky
I am.
sock buyer. So I doubt that sale's on today because it changes every single day.
It changes
every single day.
Yep.
But I did look at them. And I didn't know if you had an ample supply of socks or not. But they are on sale. And they did let me know about it.
I'll have to check it out. See,
Jason's a sock connoisseur.
I'm quirky about my socks because there's nothing worse than being out there working outside on the farm and your socks done rolled up and it's all under or they're not tall enough and your boots rub the back of your legs. I don't know. I'm
trying to think if there's something that I'm quirky about. I mean, I know everybody's quirky about different things, but to tell you guys what.
Mine's socks.
Well, it's the wooden spoon.
Mine is socks.
The wooden spoon, but that's not attire.
Yeah.
That's not clothing. I guess at the end of the day, when my pants start sagging a little bit, that's a problem. It happens to the best of us.
Oh, me.
But there is no solution for that except for don't work so hard.
Somebody said, I'm going to write this sock brand down.
What is it called?
Bombas?
Okay, I know about those.
Do you?
Yeah, but I don't care about them, but I know about them.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
I'm the same way. Underwear, too. There's nothing more aggravating than out there working and you're constantly picking or pulling. You know what I mean? I want stuff to stay where they stay.
I just don't know. I'm just good.
That doesn't bother you.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. But that's part of it. Takes all kinds to make the world go round. And that's why they send out so many emails because they know some of us are quirky about socks and some of us are quirky about undershirts.
Undershirts too.
Yeah. It just takes all kinds.
It's like, and we're not sponsored by them or anything, but it's like Duluth reads my mind because the undershirt thing, most undershirts aren't long enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're out there working and your undershirt comes up because after you wash it a couple of times, they shrink. Not the Duluth, they're like 3 foot long. They're like almost come down to your knee.
Well,
they never pull up past your shirt.
So one of my recent doctor visits, y'all, my doctor's office is in the parking lot.
Yep.
With Duluth Trading in Hoover. And Jason had ordered some pants that's
the other, they got too many darn options when it comes to certain things, and pants is one of them. They got like 13 different style of
the same
pants, and it gets so confusing.
So he read the label on the old ones.
I even read the label of my old one and still ordered the wrong ones.
So instead of sending them back, I said I would run them in there and take them back.
Right.
In which I did. So I ran in there and I took them back. And for some reason, they were just men's t-shirts were on sale that day. And they were staring me in the face. And all I could think about was when I wash clothes and I see those dingy looking undershirts that Jason has. And he's had them for years. But it really, to me, that just, it doesn't make your appearance very good when you have a dirty undershirt right there. It's not dirty, but it's dingy. It's old.
It's old.
It's old.
It's old.
And so I thought, I wonder if these t-shirts are any good. Well, they got to be good because they got a good name on them. But I wonder if he's going to like them.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up a couple, and then I go to pay for it, and the lady beside me is bringing one back, bringing a man's t-shirt
back. Yeah.
And I said, excuse me, was your husband not satisfied with those t-shirts? He said, she said, oh, no, ma'am. He's very satisfied with it. It's all he'll wear. I just picked up the wrong size.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, thank you. So I brought the undershirts home when I exchanged the pants, and he says it's Life Changer.
Oh, I love them.
Because they're longer.
They're long and they're organic.
And I say they're Life Changer because I don't have to look at that
dirty thing anymore.
Dirty, nasty thing. I mean, it was like one of those things that when you're separating the laundry, these need to be washed with the dog clothes.
Yeah.
Because they're so nasty. Not nasty, just yellowed, and I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I probably could have Cloroxed the stew out of them and made them white again, but they just didn't look good.
So. Yeah, they still didn't look good.
And I don't really know
stretched out on it.
I don't really know what difference it makes if he's out here working on the farm and he's got a dingy T-shirt, but it makes a difference to me.
Either Zoe or Nick said the Duluth undershirts are indestructible. That's good to know.
Well,
so somebody has one over there.
That is good to know. Well, that's what that lady told me. She said that's all her husband would wear. And there again, they make 50 different kinds. Mm-hmm. So I got you a couple of each one to see which one you like best. And
I liked them all.
I was fixing to say the cheaper, hopefully, one.
I liked them all.
So there was a little bit of price difference in them, but
I saw somebody make a comment that's the honest truth, and that is socks are like forks. You just don't know where they go sometimes.
I have listen to me. This started when we lived in the camper. I got this garbage bag and I started putting socks that didn't have a match in this garbage bag. And I still have that same garbage bag that I haven't found the matches for. So my mama's been trying to help me do some things that, I just hadn't felt up to doing. Mm-hmm. And putting up clothes has been one of them. And she'll tell me every time, Brooke, I've got these socks and they don't have matches. I say, put them in that bag. And she's like, Brooke, you need to go through that bag. And I said, Mama, the match is somewhere.
Oh, man.
We've got to have the match somewhere. We're not throwing the bag away. It doesn't have but one sock in it. We're going to find it one day. So
I'm missing 2 whole pair of socks.
Well, it's probably in that bag.
2 whole pair. And they're, gosh, if I got, I know the name brand of it because I thought of it this morning, but they're wool and I like them. And since it's getting cooler, I was going to wear them because they're calf length. And
look in that bag.
I took every sock out of that drawer and I'm like, where in the world, Smart Wool, that's the name of them, are my socks?
They're probably both in that bag.
I couldn't believe that I lose one. I don't know where they go. They go on vacation somewhere. There's a big island somewhere where all the socks are, where they're all hanging out, sipping on pina coladas. Because I don't understand. It's just weird. But forks are the same way, and spoons.
Big spoons.
Spoons.
We have plenty of little spoons, but all our big spoons are gone. And I accused Mary Carl of taking them outside and digging in the dirt. And she kind of gets, she doesn't get it.
Yeah.
She doesn't think it's very funny. But I remember as a kid, robbing spoons out of the drawer and going outside and digging, which she ain't going outside digging with my spoons, but somebody is because they're gone. We have plenty of teaspoons. Well, the smaller
ones,
but the big ones,
they're gone.
They're gone.
It's crazy.
They're gone.
Crazy.
And I cannot make myself buy a set of silverware because I'm missing big spoons.
It's crazy.
And I want them to match, I don't know.
Somebody said we probably got 12 pair of matching socks in that bag.
We probably do.
Oh, they're on Sock Island somewhere.
Yeah, that's the truth. But Arlo has this thing where I wear slippers. I think I've told y'all before that I have to have shoes on until I get in the bed. I mean, I wear shoes I wear shoes except for when I'm asleep.
Yeah.
And I don't take my slippers off in the den because I get dressed in the bathroom. And so I put my shoes I'm going to wear for the day on in the bathroom. There are times, very few, when my shoes come off in the den for whatever reason. And y'all, he takes them out the doggy door. And I can't imagine how hard he must have to work to get the shoes out the doggy door. Yesterday, Mary Carl said, Mama, I can't find but one of my shoes. She always leaves her shoes in the den, which she knows is not a good thing. But I said, okay, Arlo probably tried to take it out. And so she went outside and she said, it's not out there. And I said, well, it's somewhere. You're just going to have to look. I'm not going to find it for you. So she goes in the dog room and she opens the door and he couldn't get it out the door. So it's right there inside the doggy door where he tried to get it out, but he couldn't succeed.
Oh, me.
It's funny. Arlo's something else. He has a mind of his own and shoes are his thing. So anyway, whatever works for Lolo, we'll let him have it.
Little Lolo.
Y'all can't wait for y'all to see Arlo at the pond because he's like the sheriff.
Arlo
I don't want to take anything away from Nugget, but Arlo's like the sheriff.
Arlo does not like to get in the water. He doesn't like water, period.
He does not.
Period.
We took him to the lake over the summer, and he doesn't care for it. He'll get on the island, where there's not deep water, but he don't want to swim. Like
right.
Gidget and Holly, on the other hand, y'all, that's a whole nother story.
Holly, we've had several Labrador retrievers in our past and love that breed. Love it. And we used to take our labs to the Alabama River.
Well, we had a marina, and we could just go there and they could play in the water.
And we would throw stuff and they would go get it and all of this, that, and the other. But y'all, I have never in my life seen a dog that loves water like Holly does. She'll bring me a stick and she drops it at my feet and I'll throw it. And she goes and gets it and she brings it back and this is in the water. And she will do that, and I have to make her stop because I tell Jason, scared.
Look, I'm getting worried. His mentality is not so worried as I am. I'm scared she's going to get too tired and she won't be able to swim back.
Mm-hmm.
He takes it a little bit further than I do, and I think that's just a woman.
Probably so.
But I
just started throwing it in the shallow part there, but y'all, she will not stop. She will not stop.
She beats the socks off our labs.
Yes.
And I mean, seriously, I don't know what it is, but she's more so water loving than the labs.
And she's so much faster than the labs.
Oh my gosh.
I can throw something, a stick or a toy, as hard as I can. And I know I got arthritis in my shoulder and all this, but I still can, and I'm not Tom Brady, but I can throw something as hard as I can, and y'all, she can almost catch whatever I throw before it hits the ground.
Well, she beats the stick to its landing most of the time.
She is fast, y'all. It is insane how fast and how much she loves the water and fetching. It's crazy.
And then we got Bandit, who likes the water. But yet Rocky, he doesn't do anything. He just sits there. So
yeah, he doesn't like the water at all.
I mean, he's aggravated if he gets a little splash on him. He just, matter of fact, yesterday during our outing, when we took the dogs down to the pond, Rocky wasn't with us. And I was kind of concerned. I was like, where's Rocky? Why is he not with us?
Everybody was there except him.
Everybody was there. So I go back to the house and I'm concerned because where's Rocky? I look on the porch. He's on his bed asleep. I think he just missed the party. I think he just slept through it. Man. He would have came down there and just sat.
Yep.
But he doesn't like water.
Some people said, "Oh, to get a frisbee with Holly." I have thrown the frisbee with Holly. She doesn't
see that well.
She doesn't grasp the part of catching stuff in midair. She wants it to drop. And so we have played with frisbee before. But I may try that some more.
Let me tell y'all something.
She's funny.
Okay, so back when Jason and I were not long married, I had never had a small dog in my entire life. Never.
Oh gosh.
And a friend of ours had a silky terrier, an Australian silky terrier, and a Yorkie terrier. And I don't guess they accidentally bred. I don't know what happened, but anyway, they had puppies and had 3 of them, 2 girls and a little boy. And the little boy did not make it. So they had 2 girls. Well, they're like us, I don't call ourselves a sanctuary, but yet I don't really believe in selling animals. Does that make sense? They just wanted them to go to a good home.
Right.
So that being said, they reached out to us and told us about the 2 little girls that they had. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I've only ever had labs. I've only ever had big dogs, a Doberman. But yeah, we'll think about it. So we thought about it. And y'all, I got these 2 little sisters. And I named them Millie and Molly. And they became my heart. I mean, very quickly.
Yes.
So they were obviously very small when we got them. And first thoughts were, we lived in a neighborhood, and I didn't want anything to happen to them, of course. We had a fenced in backyard, but they had to potty quite often.
Mm-hmm.
And so we bought them litter boxes. You remember that?
Yes.
We bought them litter boxes. And they, what did we use? It was like shredded newspaper.
It was for dogs. I can't remember.
It was some kind of litter for dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they do with it?
Did they eat it?
I want to say they ate it, or either they kicked it all out.
One of the two. They did something with it. It didn't work.
But anyway, needless to say, these two little girls were totally opposite in personality.
Mm-hmm.
Molly was real skittish, and Millie was very go-getter. She had endless energy. She's kind of like Gidget.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, Molly was never the healthier of the two. So I had them spayed, rather quickly as soon as I could. And not long after they were spayed, poor little Molly went into a false pregnancy.
She did.
She literally started producing milk.
Mm-hmm.
I say not long. It was probably a year after she was spayed. Maybe 2 years.
I can't remember, but she did go through a false pregnancy, which
blew our mind.
Yeah, it kind of freaked us out.
She started nesting, and she was preparing to have puppies, in which there was, no way she was pregnant. But that was kind of alarming.
Yes.
Yet Millie's all full force, and we were living in the neighborhood, but my mama was in a separate neighborhood. And so I would load them up in my car and take them over to my mama's so they could, be with me.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all, we would get them out in that backyard on Dixie Drive, and that was like their playground. They didn't play at our house like they did on Dixie Drive.
Right.
And Millie, she was fast.
Very fast.
We had a chain link fence in the backyard, and there was a gap in the gate about like this. And there was one day when Millie got out. She got out of the crack of that gate, and she chased a squirrel. And y'all, my feet have never ran that fast in my life. I think I ran a mile in like 5 seconds to catch my dog, because she's running down it was a neighborhood, but it was still a busy neighborhood.
Right.
And so I finally caught up with her. But I knew how fast she was. And I also knew that she was a crazy car rider. Molly would sit in my lap and just be still, while Millie's going front seat, back seat, front seat, back seat.
Like a pinball machine.
It was nuts.
Yes.
Jason did not want to ride with her.
No.
Because it caused anxiety that you never would have. While Molly's sitting in my lap
crazy.
like this. So we ended up building our house on Cog Hill Road in Valley Grande. And that made us, travel a lot from our old house to we were living with my mom at the time, from my mom's house to our new house. Well, a hurricane came right at the end of our construction, and I always took the dogs out to our house where we were building. And this particular day, there was a lot of trees down, and there was a logging crew parked at this house, and we had so many trees down, there was no way we could possibly get them up ourselves.
Right.
So I pulled in with Millie and Molly in the car and stopped. And when I stopped, Millie rolled the window down and jumped out. And this was on a busy highway.
Big highway.
And the tree crew's there, they're cleaning up all the trees, and there goes my dog down I'm talking about, this was not an interstate, but it was next best thing. So Molly's sitting there. Molly's, nervous already. She's just shaking. And Millie's gone, Mama. Millie's gone. She's trying to tell me, I need to get her. Y'all, I thought that was the end of my dog. And luckily, a sheriff came by and saw her darting in the road and stopped and got my dog and got her back to me. But that was probably the scariest situation with those two dogs that I ever went through. Now, my story about Millie was she was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, Millie was she was wide open, but she loved to fetch. And I've found out she loved to catch the Frisbee. And this is little old Yorkie.
Y'all, she was like 8 pounds.
And she looked like one of those dogs on TV catching a frisbee.
She was beautiful.
She was unreal at catching it. And I had taught her to run up my back, and I would throw the frisbee, and she would. I'm leaning down. I'm not standing up. I'm on my hands and knees, or kind of squatting where she could run. But she would run at my back and jump off my shoulder and catch the frisbee
in midair. It was a sight to behold.
She was something else.
All the while, Molly's in the background shaking,
Molly wouldn't dare catch a frisbee.
No, it scared her to death to even see, what was going on. Oh, but that little dog was something else.
But that is so fascinating. Talking about them.
She had to have a special frisbee,
Oh, it was a little bitty frisbee. But they were sisters. Completely different from each other.
Completely
different. And the same with
Bandit and
Rocky. They're full-fledged brothers.
Yeah, but they're total opposite.
But Bandit will get in the water and play in the water all day long, and Rocky don't want his feet to get wet.
I would say Millie and Molly were probably more opposite though than Bandit and Rocky. It was just she was not ever. I just didn't feel like something was right with her.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of sad because she was so nervous. She was just so uptight all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas Millie had no care in the world. She rolled down the windows and jumped out of moving cars. She jumped off Jason's backs and caught frisbees.
But Millie, when we lived at the old farm, I could let Molly go and do chores with me.
Yeah. But Millie would run off.
Oh, Millie would be gone.
Y'all, it was just like, well, I have turned over a new leaf with Gidget, and I may make a video about it because I kind of got to the point where I felt like Gidget needs more activity than what she gets.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to see her being left inside, but she's wide open.
She is wide open. And we do have a side yard.
We do have a side yard. So it's not like she didn't go outside.
Yep.
She just, she could get more active. But Millie was the same way.
Yep.
I mean, y'all, if the gate opened, my heart started pounding because she wasn't going to come back. She was not going to come back. We would have a search party, and my heart would just about get the best of me before I called her. So I knew that, and we were very, very, very careful with gate opening. We had a doggy door then that they used, and we would lock them up if we had to get the lawnmower in the backyard or whatever. There was this, I think I told y'all about me putting the chicken wire all the way around the fence in the backyard because I was so worried a snake was going to get my little precious little dogs.
This is when we were city folk and moved to the country.
Y'all, I spent probably a week getting this 2-foot chicken wire all the way around the fence because I thought it was going to stop a snake from getting my puppies. Well, they weren't puppies, dogs at the time. They were little.
Big.
And I was also worried about hawks. I was so scared a hawk was going to take off.
Yeah, I could see the hawk too. Yep.
Yeah. You know what I read?
What?
That Perry Hill Farm had a hawk try to take their 30-pound goat away yesterday.
What?
Yeah. So that's a whole nother story.
Are they on here today?
I don't know, but I read a comment. I don't know where it was.
Goodness gracious.
So my obviously my snake-proof fence did not work. Wow. One day we heard all kind of commotion out in the backyard. They were going crazy. And Molly was a hunter.
Yeah, Molly was a hunter.
While she was a scaredy cat, she was a digger, and she was like what she was bred to do, a rat dog or mouse dog or whatever. She would get in a hole, and you couldn't even see her. She'd go so deep to try to get whatever was below her. Cutting up. We go outside, and we find Millie and Molly have a snake.
They had a snake.
They had a snake
like a 6-foot chicken
hog
snake.
Nose. It was a hog nose.
No, hog nose don't get that big.
Well, this was a hog nose because I'd never seen one before.
This thing was huge. It was huge. It was six foot long at least.
Well, this was 2 different times then because they had a hog nose, and that was the first time I ever saw one.
And it was amazing because they double teamed it. Yeah. And there had to be some type of communication there because it's crazy because one would, get it near its head and get its attention, and the other one would run around from the back and bite it. And they killed that snake.
They did. And y'all, my poor heart couldn't hardly take it. I was so scared that was a poisonous snake. Of course, they're all rattlesnakes to me. I mean, back then I was
You couldn't. You didn't know you had the special powers of smelling the snake back
Well,
then.
I guess not, because I was terrified that my babies were gonna get killed by this poisonous snake that was in no way poisonous. But they did a number on that snake. They killed it,
and they would swap up. They would take turns. And it was fast. It was so fast, and they were faster than the snake. And one would run to the front and get his attention, and of course, his focus would be on them, and the other one, and then they would swap. And it lasted all of 15 seconds. I mean, faster than we could get out
away
there.
From them.
Yeah. I mean, it was so fast. It was amazing to watch, but I mean, it was crazy.
So needless to say, my method of keeping snakes out didn't work. It didn't work. But we never had a rattlesnake or anything poisonous. I do remember them killing that hognose snake that time because I'd never seen one before.
Mm-hmm.
And they did kill it. So, y'all, I'm telling you, I did everything in my power to try to protect those two, and I really didn't need to.
Didn't need to. They were already ready already.
And I must say, Millie lived to be 21 years old.
She did.
And Molly, I don't know.
She was
probably 13, 14 maybe. Mary Carl was alive when both of them were around, and oh my gracious, it broke my heart. It broke my heart to lose Millie, but she lived a
21 years,
long life, and that's how Gidget came about.
Yeah, that's how Gidget came about.
My mom got Gidget for me because Pomeranian was something that I always wanted, and she let me grieve for a good long time before Gidget came into my life.
Right.
But I think a Pomeranian is something I'll always have. Sorry. Hopefully, they may be a little lower key than Gidget.
Maybe Australian Shepherd is something I always have.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. We all have our weird likings. I say weird.
Like
I
socks.
just like the high strung.
Like socks. Oh my goodness.
So.
Gosh, I was fixing to say something. I can't remember what it was now. Oh well.
So. Well, what we gonna do?
What are we gonna do today?
Well, it's supposed to rain a little bit, and
rain a good bit tonight, which I hope we get a good bit of rain.
Well, if we can,
I'm excited about this pond. So I'm gonna get a bit of rain.
I'm excited about this pond too. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if we need to talk to a company about this solar fountain or a fountain rather than me going through the internet.
Lester's got a fountain too. I'm going to ask him.
Did he buy it?
I don't know. I'll ask him. I'll send Lester a text today and ask him about his fountain.
Please do, because that would make a wonderful, wonderful smile on my face to have a fountain. Now, Mary Carl thinks it's ridiculous to have a fountain. But she thinks it looks too fancy. But that's not our point with the fountain.
No, we want it to aerate.
We want it to
aerate the water. I mean, the keep
the oxygen flowing and possibly, bring down algae and plant life and all that good stuff. But
somebody wants to know how the garden's doing. The garden looks awesome.
It does look awesome.
The garden looks awesome.
Went over and took a peek at it yesterday when I was taking care of chickens, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I might have some greens to have soon.
Lester's is a homemade fountain, they said. He made it himself. Gracious.
We can forget that.
You know how that is with Lester.
We can forget.
I've seen his plumbing skills, y'all.
Now, look, some of you guys, most of you guys probably already know this, but a lot of people were concerned about our pump burning up because Lester's pump is obviously different for his well than what ours is.
Yes.
And I don't know how old his well is. I don't know anything about the pump.
Right.
But y'all, ours has a cutoff mechanism on it that does not allow it to overheat.
Correct.
It cuts off on its own.
Correct.
It cools down and it comes back to life when it's cooled off.
But we shouldn't have that problem. It is okay for us to run it for a long period of time.
But I'm just saying, if something were to happen,
if something was to glitch or something was to get anything like that, it does have a
and
thermal.
Another thing is, I'm starting to learn that most pumps are above ground.
A lot of them are above ground.
Ours is sunk way down in the ground.
Yes.
to where, if there were to be a fire or anything,
Mm-hmm.
there's water there. It's not going to it's not going to be an issue.
No. And that's why our pump is not going to freeze up either.
Right. Because it's
so far in the ground.
ground.
Yeah. I mean, y'all, I know this sounds crazy and some of y'all may not get it, but our frost line here is like, it's really probably 3 inches, but 6 inches is what they tell us. So, I mean, we can bury water underground 3 inches and it won't freeze. I mean, but most everything here is at least 6 inches or deeper. I think code's a foot.
So,
but I mean, it doesn't get cold enough here for long periods of time.
So when we were building our house, we rented the drivable trencher, which I was giddy about because, I like machinery and such as that. So I dug the trench for the water line and I dug it. Literally, I dug it. I had that blade as deep as it would go and I dug it. And Jason's daddy came over here and he said, "Good gracious, girl, what in the world do you think you're doing?" And he wasn't being ugly by all means.
No.
He said, "You ain't got to have that water line at 6 inches deep."
Greg said the same thing.
I probably had it 4 foot deep.
It's in the ground. And the only reason that they said we shouldn't bury it that deep would be if there was ever a leak. It would take a long time for us to see it. But that's just the
it's in there.
Living here in the South is that, we do get cold weather. Don't get me wrong. It does get cold. And we do have pipes to freeze that are exposed. But if it's under the ground here, it's pretty much done. But ours is a submersible pump that is under the ground.
My thinking was deeper's better.
Oh yeah.
We don't have a chance of hitting that line.
No, not really.
Not really. Not really any chance, is it?
Not really.
We could probably dig a septic tank and still not hit it.
They said Daniel has a pond fountain.
Really?
Yeah, I know he's got that new pond on their new land, so I may ask him too.
Well, y'all tell us all about this fountain because as soon as this pond's full, I am going on a run to have me a fountain. I don't think we won't. I mean, most of them had a 100-foot power cord, but I don't want to have to run power down there.
They said Lester runs off a windmill.
That's out of the question, y'all. It's out of the question. We got to do something simple.
Yeah.
We got to have a simple answer. I can't build anything. We got to just have it. Does that do anything?
It don't do anything. I do want to say one thing that I haven't mentioned that I totally forgot about, and it's almost over. I have shared it on some of the social media sites, and that is Grower Solutions, where our greenhouse came from. So pretty much those commercial style greenhouses like we got, they have some that are made for residential areas. But long story short, if you spend $2,500, you get free shipping, and that may not sound like much, but a greenhouse comes in on a freight truck and the shipping is kind of up there. And so they extended this sale. So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. If you're interested in that, go check that out. I hate for somebody that was borderline of getting a greenhouse and something like the high dollar shipping on it would
prevent you from buying it.
Yes. So
I saw yesterday evening when I came by that somebody down the road's putting up a greenhouse.
Really?
Yep. And it looked very similar to ours in the back.
Cool.
So who knows? They may watch Coghill Farm and buy it from Grower Solutions. I don't know. We got to make fireworks. You got to do it like this, Jason.
Oh, you do got to do it like this.
All right. My coffee's empty. Hope yours is too.
Mine's empty too.
Black Cat Kisses fix everything.
Oh, goodness.
I'm fixing to go get me some Black Cat Kisses. Oh, y'all. Our cats. They're so lovely. I did almost bite the bullet on another one this week. I saw the cutest little cat. And you know what I said? Cute. You know what I said?
It was cute.
Those cute ones have a much better chance of finding a home than those black cats.
That's true.
So no more kitties.
That's true.
I'll leave them all for y'all. If you can add one to your house, please get a black one. They need a home.
That's right.
They may not be the prettiest, but they're the best.
Well, they may be the prettiest to some folks.
They're prettiest to me because they need a home.
That's right.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. And we plan to be back here Tuesday at 4:00.
That's correct.
If nothing changes. And here we go. Y'all be good.
And check out the kids video that came out today.
You'll learn about ears.
Learn about ears.